Today we have Aishwarya Karar and Devolina Banerjee, founders of Barbit, a platform that is helping NGOs to empower specially challenged people by helping them enhance their skills and contribute towards the growth of the nation. Barbit stands for Barter for Better, a premium customized fashion brand which showcases the talent of disabled children, and a part of that amount you will be paying for this premium garment will be contributed towards making an individual lives better. Guys, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy this particular episode and take some really amazing value. Just make sure that you watch the episode till the end. Hi Aishwarya, hi Devolina, welcome to the CEO Medium podcast. So first of all, I want to know like how you stumbled upon this whole interesting idea of Barbit. When I first heard about it, I was like, wow. There were two reasons for this. First of all, you're contributing to society as entrepreneurs with your brand. The second thing is you're also making a difference in the lives of many specially abled people. So tell me more about it. Like, how did you come across this interesting idea?
Well, hi John. Thanks for the brief introduction. But okay, so Barbit initially we had thought of printing t-shirts, which like any other premium brands are doing, right? But then, like an entrepreneur, we struggled with the idea how to stand out. So when I was working in an NGO after my college, I had seen these specially challenged kids who were amazing in their drawing. I mean, they might be challenged in their lives, they have certain disabilities, but they have this immense talents of painting their imagination on paper. And being a painter myself, I could connect to them, right? I could actually see that you can tell such a beautiful story in that one simple painting. I mean, they're only presenting their dreams on it. So why not sell this story instead of just selling a brand out there? So I wanted to do something different. So right now, Barbit is not just any other premium brand that's selling you clothes or garments. It's a brand that's selling you a story. Every time somebody is purchasing our product, it's not just getting a cloth or a top or any other garment. They're getting a background story along with it. That can have a sentimental value that they can connect.
Awesome. So what were the challenges that you faced initially? Like when you started the brand, I'm sure you might have come across many different challenges. So what are the challenges that you faced initially, and what are the challenges that you face on an everyday basis?
Well, with Devolina, I would like to join, and she can answer this.
Yeah. So basically, there are many challenges that we have to face. Main thing is that communication. So the communication with group members is very challenging sometimes, but the key aim is to communicate our ideas so that everybody gets a clear picture about what is happening. Also, another great challenge is that you have to strike a balance between your personal life and your work life, which often gets very hard because since I am a master's student and since Aishwarya is also pursuing she's also a student, it becomes very difficult for us to strike this balance between studying and also contributing to this company. So yeah, that is also a challenge. And then going ahead and getting investors and making people interested in our company and to give them a proper view about what they're gonna face. So that is also a challenge in itself. So yes, we have to deal with many challenges along the way, but we try to stay as much motivated as possible. And there are bad days, there are good days, and that's how you run a startup.
Amazing. So how does your brand work for customers? Like if somebody wants to purchase a product from you, so what is the next step?
If you want to purchase a product, we are listed on Amazon, and we are currently working on our own website. And so you just purchase normally, and we'll be sending you the product, and you just need to know that a certain amount of your contribution is going to be making someone's life better. We make sure of that, and there will be a link sent. There will be a special QR code which will be attached to each product. So once you are scanning that code, you can see what amount is being contributed and how you are helping towards making a better change in the society.
Amazing. So what is your vision with your brand? Like, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Have you ever thought about it? Like, I want to build a brand which is, you know, a giant in the next 10 years.
Yes, of course. Like today, if you say our funding is initially based on bootstrap funding, right? We are all, uh, like Devolina said, that we're all students. And firstly, initially bringing our team together who could invest that time as well as financially just to start something was a very difficult challenge that being a founder I had to face. And then it was my dream to take Barbet to a global level someday, and I'm sure I'm gonna do that. But yes, in the next there are short-term goals, which is like taking Barbet to a national level, where I want NGOs from around the world to connect with us, and so that we can help enhance the skills of the disabled challenged kids and take them to a next level, so that they can contribute towards making this nation a better place. And maybe in the next 10 years or 12 years or so, Barbet can reach out to the other developing countries like say South Africa or Brazil, and the NGOs from there can connect with us, or anyone, not just why just NGOs. There can be tomorrow, if a special parent wakes up and she or he does not need to think that their son or their daughter is a burden to them or it's not going to contribute enough. So I want them to believe that they have a platform where they can come up and showcase their talent of their children. So that's the dream.
Amazing. Like the entire fashion industry has been affected by COVID. The pandemic has, really brought down the entire business
Right.
all over the world. So, has your business been impacted during the pandemic?
To be very honest, right now, since the pandemic has affected most sectors, you see online sales has gone up. So it has somewhat given a good impact on us. And there's a very interesting point over here. Today, the pandemic has affected almost all lives, right? And now that we're complaining and ranting every morning that, oh my God, we have to work from home, we can't go out, and the world is imperfect. But you see, the lives of these children has been imperfect since their childhood. So they have always woke up and thought that the world is imperfect for them. So I don't think my sales figure matters more than that. So if I can make their dreams come true through an online platform, so be it a pandemic or be it a normal day, it's the same for them and it's the same for me. We are hustling towards making their lives better. So I don't think the pandemic is going to affect that. And even if the pandemic is gone, I'm sure people are going to come forward and take this to the next level.
Absolutely. So, how did you tackle the situation?
Well, we were first initially selling our brands through Facebook and Instagram. We were reaching out to individuals and telling them, explaining what we were doing, and how you can help us. But then during this pandemic, we decided that no, we need to incorporate first, and the second thing is we need to get listed on Amazon, because that is the biggest platform that is there right now. So yeah, that was our first step towards handling the sales figure, and that's what we did. Probably in the next few months we're planning to extend more through other media platform, other e-commerce platforms, like there are lots that can support the small business like us.
Great. So I just want to know from both of you, like, what is that creativity that keeps you going? Like personally, for me, it is calligraphy or it is music. So what is that one thing that inspires you to take it to go for work every morning, or work on your brand, work on your business?
So basically, like Aishwarya said, that she is a very good painter. So I also, paint sometimes. So basically, we took this idea and we thought that why don't we, give the disabled kids a chance to showcase their talent. Okay, so that is what makes us, since we are painters and artists, so we can understand, the value that a painting can create, and that's why we wanted to give that opportunity to those kids to whom life was not that fair or is not that fair. So when people buy our products, they will have this sentimental value attached to it. And since we are giving a portion of our profits for making those kids' life better, so people will think that we are giving them the chance to do something good, to make those kids self-reliant, to empower them so that they can get the motivation to paint more and to be more creative. So yeah, that's what drives us.
And also, adding to her point, I think there are lots of people out there who thinks that, someday when they earn enough, they're going to contribute a part of their income towards charity, towards donation. And I'm sure we all have thought that some point of time. So why wait for that someday? You can contribute it right now. You are buying a necessity items, buying a garment, buying a t-shirt online has become a necessity. So why not make a, connect this necessity with the sentiment, and you're contributing and you're buying, contributing to your own necessities as well as their necessities at the same time. So that is what keeps us going. We're following our passion for a better society. So that's it.
Amazing. So well, that brings us to the end of the podcast. So before closing this, I just want to know one more thing. Like, what advice or message would you like to give to somebody who wish to embark on a similar journey, or anybody like who wish to start their own brand? Like, any advice or tips or message, like anything?
Yeah, so basically when it comes to startup, you have to choose your battles wisely, and you have to wake up every day thinking that you're going to face challenges, and you have to take them head on, and you cannot lose motivation on the way, right? And also another important fact is that you have to strike this balance between optimism and pessimism. You cannot be overly optimistic and you cannot be overly pessimistic, because once you become overly optimistic, you become overly confident. You are thinking, oh, this is a unique idea, nobody else has this idea, I've got so many investors, my startup will give me profits from the very beginning. So you cannot have such high hopes, right? And at the same time, you cannot break down thinking that I'm not getting investors, my idea already exists in the market, how can I stand out? You have to find ways to stand out in the market, to have a unique idea, to establish yourselves. And you have to have patience, because it will not reap good profits initially. If you're lucky, it might, but it does not most of the time. So you have to have patience, you have to have perseverance, you have to have the determination to go on, and you have to have faith. That is very important.
You need to believe that once you are starting embarking on the journey, you need to think that probably 99% of the time you're gonna fail. There's just 1% chance that you might be lucky enough and this might work. So thinking
and
that
you have to hold on to it.
The journey. Yes.
You have to hold on to that one.
You have the stomach to wake up every morning and face 100 new challenges every day. Sure, get on this.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Aishwarya. Thank you, Debulina. It was a pleasure talking to you. And thank you guys. Thank you for watching.
Thanks.